Hi, I'm Olie with 1L and happy spooky season. Today I wanted to share with you a trip that I did a week ago. It's a trip to Salo and Halikko. They are located 40 minutes by car away from where I live here in Finland. Every year, Salo hosts pumpkin weeks, which usually means a pumpkin patch, like a pumpkin park, decorated for Halloween with pumpkin lanterns and different art exhibits and activities here and there spread around the town, around the area. I will look at my phone quite a bit today because we did a lot of different things and I wrote them down here so I don't forget anything. The pumpkin weeks, in Finnish Kurpitsaviikot, they started on Friday, October 10th. We couldn't attend on Friday, but we went on Saturday, so basically on the second day when the event started. And since we went specifically this one day, October 11th, there was a limited number of activities, but our day was still packed with them. So the first thing that we did was we went to the central market of Salo and attended the biggest pumpkin competition. It was lots of fun. It definitely had this small town vibe that I've been craving this fall, especially ever since I watched Gilmore Girls last fall. I wanted a bit of Stars Hollow in my life, and I do live in a small town. Well, I consider it small, it's like 30,000 people. They don't really decorate anything here for Halloween. Overall, I would say that in Finland, Halloween is not celebrated at all, almost. There are no trick-or-treaters usually, unless they are foreigners, you know. So pumpkin weeks are a huge deal for me because they are organized, as I said, every year, and it's something to do in the fall while anticipating Halloween, which I usually organize myself, the party. And this year I'm going to Tallinn to organize the party with my friend Julia there. So it should be lots of fun. But I digress. Let's get back to what we did. So after the pumpkin competition and witnessing the winners of it, which, you know, was fun, it was held in Finnish, so I had to rely on my husband for translation, but it was still lots of fun. Then we walked around Salo and did some window shopping because some of the shops were decorated for fall, for Halloween, and overall the town gave a very cozy vibe, which of course is always welcome, especially on this channel. Then we headed to Design Hill, which is like a small shopping mall in Halikko. And Halikko is an even smaller town near Salo, and that's technically where the pumpkin patch is located, but before that we needed to grab some pumpkin spice latte, yes. And the cafe that we went to is called Petri's, and it belongs to Petri's Chocolate, which is a factory and shop that produces chocolate and different sweets. And so we got a very tasty bar there. It was like dark chocolate with raspberry and a card, a postcard, because the design of it made me think of my penpal, and I knew I was about to write a response to her, so naturally I had to get a postcard. I try to get postcards wherever I go, so when I write to my penpals about what I did, I can actually kind of illustrate it with a postcard from the place. But yes, we enjoyed our lattes. I also took a pistachio cake. I definitely liked everything. They used like a full-on butter, it felt like, in the drink, but I didn't mind it because by then I got hungry, so I needed something that would make me full for quite some time because we had a bunch of activities ahead of us. Since we were at the mall and it's called Design Hill, the main section of the shop was different designer things, so we glanced at that. There were some cute handcrafted things there, but I mostly focused on stationery, not gonna lie. I bought a bunch of envelopes, cards, so I can craft my own, you know, everything I need for my pen paling, for my paper obsession kind of hobbies. But I won't delay it any further. After that, we finally headed to the pumpkin patch. And they have really outdone themselves this year. Before, they had pretty much the same kind of installations there, sculptures. It's very hard to find a word that describes all of the things that you can see there. But this year, they really went hard. They built a fort from hay, and they had all these bizarre different sculptures here and there. They had a bunch of food stalls, and overall it was bigger, it was, in my opinion, better, it was fun. It was definitely the highlight of the day, so I wasn't disappointed that, we hyped ourselves up so much to go there. It was a joy, it was a blast. I know that many people go there in the evenings, and there is transportation organized by the city to take you from Salo, from the center of Salo, to the patch. But I really enjoyed attending the park during the day. You could easily see everything, and I could actually show you guys what I saw there, because in the dark the camera, cannot catch all the colors. The footage wouldn't be as interesting, in my humble opinion. However, I know that it looks gorgeous in the dark, so I will put the pictures from the official Instagram of the pumpkin weeks somewhere around me, so you can also see how the pumpkins look in the dark. But I have to admit, it was very windy that day and very cold. It's never perfect weather whenever we go to that pumpkin patch. It was raining the previous 2 times, so in a way we did get lucky. It wasn't rainy, but it was very windy and very cold, so we didn't spend like hours upon hours there, and to be fair, there is not that much to do there. So we had a bunch of time before the Halikko Museum opened for free. Like, they have free entrance during the pumpkin weeks. And we were waiting for 5 p.m. to go there. So we just, sat in the car, chilled. We parked by the cemetery, which was, fitting the Halloween vibe. I obviously didn't feel as comfortable filming in the cemetery, but we did have like a short stroll there. And kinda to mimic the wait for the museum opening, I am going now to insert the footage of the letter from my penpal and my response to her, featuring all the pumpkin vibes and some of the stationery that I got at Design Hill. I just thought I'd show you the letter that I prepared for my penpal. Yeah, so I haven't written anything yet, but I have designed everything, so I'll walk you through it. And here is the envelope. I decided to use acrylic markers to draw a pumpkin to match the season. Then I had this cut out and I used scissors that create this stamp-like edge, and then just glue the sticker on top so it looks like a stamp. Here is the priority stamp, and it's literally me this season, and any season really, just chilling on the sofa, minding my own business. That's how I roll. And I really like these stickers. They're from this German brand, Paper Poetry, and I almost have none of them left. I'm using up my last ones. They're very cute. And here are the contents of the envelope. Let's have a look at them closer. Well, let's start with this fun little thing. As you can see, it's an apple, but it has a secret. Are you ready? Ta-da! So there is this caterpillar living inside the apple. I didn't come up with the concept, I'll be honest. I saw it on Instagram, and I'll link the original post in the description, so you can go ahead and copy this idea. But I made it mine, of course, by adding some scribbles to kind of mimic the texture of an apple. And then I recently bought some letter stickers, so I naturally put some text here, and yeah, when you close the apple, it's a similar texture on the other side. And I thought it was so much fun to make a leaf from patterned origami paper that I had on hand. It looks very cute in my opinion. Then there is this sticker sheet. We are approaching Halloween, and this sticker sheet is from my brand, Penpal Corner. It's, I think, one of the first things I've ever drawn in Procreate actually. Early on in my Procreate journey, I took a course from an illustrator, and one of the tasks was to create a sticker sheet. I took the course in fall, so this is why I picked ghosts and pumpkins as my theme, because I love Halloween and everything related to it. I'm pretty sure I've sent a sticker sheet like this to my penpal before, but there are just 9 stickers on it, and I'm sure she's used them up already, so, you know, restocking. Then I'm going to send her this card. I won't write anything on it, so she can use it. And this photo was taken by a Tallinn photographer. Yeah, I bought it in Tallinn. Then I have this postcard that I have recently bought. We went to a cafe, which is called Petris. They have also a shop attached to it, more like cafe is attached to the shop that sells chocolate and other sweets. So I bought a postcard there, along with a chocolate bar, of course. And then I decorated the back a bit, again with paper poetry stickers. Then I have a bunch of mushroom themed fake stamps. So one of them went here. And, you know, my favorite washi. Speaking of this washi, I also have this matching letter paper. And I bought both the letter paper pad and the washi from the same artist. Her name is Little Lefty Lou. We have this thing going on with my penpal that we use several things to write our letters on, so I'm going to write part of my letter, like the longest part obviously here, and then maybe a bit more about my personal adventures on the card. And finally, I have this little origami bookmark. It's a mushroom, well, supposed to look like it. I know it's maybe a bit hard to see because of the pattern. I'll leave the link to the guide in the description, so you can also create one. After I folded everything, I secured the ends with a glue stick, because since it's going to be hopefully in use as a bookmark, I didn't want anything to catch on paper. I'll use my notebook to kind of show how it works. So like this. Here it is. I think quite cute. Of course, one could also just, you know, glue it in their journal. You can also make several and make a garland out of them, but I kind of intended it to be a bookmark. But this is it. I still need to write my letter, which I will do, of course, with camera, because it's top secret, you know. This is my little letter. Hopefully it will make my penpal happy, just as happy as her letters make me. Hope you enjoyed that part, and now we can move on to the museum visit. It's always interesting to go to a historical place, and this museum happens to be an old granary that was then repurposed to serve as a museum of Halikko history. This museum in particular had 3 floors, small ones, but yeah, it's not the most accessible one. I don't enjoy climbing the stairs. Actually, I have like a phobia of stairs a bit. I've worked on it, so I'm much better now, but still. It had a bunch of old stuff. The first floor was dedicated to different artisans and, as they call it, women work in particular, which is, fiber arts. And the second floor was like a school floor. And the third one was weapons and miscellaneous items. I like going to museums, but this one fell a bit flat for me because it was advertised as a participant in the pumpkin weeks, but they didn't necessarily even decorate for it. Like, there was not a single pumpkin there, no cobwebs, fake ones obviously, but like put around, nothing like that. I was thankful for the free entrance, but it's not like it was that big of a deal for me. I would probably have gone anyway, but if they decorated it for the event, it would really sell it for me. And after that, we were already pretty tired and I had a game night to attend, so we headed back to, first where we live and then to Åbo, to Turku, where I had my game night with my friends with whom I go to pub quizzes. Yeah, fun trivia fact about me. I go to pub quizzes and I actually, I'm very competitive. I like doing it. It's one of my primary hobbies apart from handicraft. And this is it. And next week I will share all the fall crafts that I got to do. I already have one fall crafts video out. This is like the second part, my final video for this fall, fall themed one, because after that, starting November, we are heading towards Christmas. So I'm planning to release my winter and Christmas patterns roundup already on the 1st of November. So if you like lists and are waiting for me to post my selection of patterns, you seem to very like my autumn fall ones. So yeah, it's coming up. It was very fun sharing this little adventure with you. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week when we'll do something cozy together. Take care!